Discipline will be the key at the moment for the Sri Lankans. They need to bowl well. No margin for error on this pitch on day one.
So far, Malinga and Maroof has done a good job getting 2 wickets. Maroof has kept the pressure. Malinga has got both the wickets. But when you are not experienced, it's beautifully played, Lakshman. 56 for 2, India. .56 for 2. Lakshman is on 9. Sachin Tendulkar is on 3.
Good leave in the end. Very good delivery. If you're a youngster, just keep your eyes on Sachin Tendulkar. It's also called 1 for the over.
That was a nasty one. Very well bowled and had Sachin in all sorts of problems. In the end he does well, but that caused him some problem.
Use the depth of the crease to good effect, Tendulkar. Swing is the way. Get out of the line.
It's always a good sight to watch when the batsman is all over the place in the crease, and especially when the short pitch is bowled at them. And not this man on the screen, but usually the others, there will definitely be some sort of disturbance. If you follow it up with a good ball, you always stand a good chance of getting a wicket, and that's experience.
Bit disappointed. The shot was enough width. Very rare occasion that Sachin Tendulkar doesn't make good use of that.
Now Tendulkar probably 10 years ago would have gone for a pull shot or a hook shot, and he had tremendous control in keeping the ball on the ground when he played those pull and hook shots. He is aging now, so he would not really go for those hooks and pulls initially, but he leaves the ball intelligently. He is in a perfect position, perfect balance to leave the short pitch ball.
They're not in the best of positions, Sachin Tendulkar. Second no ball for the over. 6th overall.
Now, this is the bouncer. And look at Sachin, the way he leaves the ball. He watches the ball all along and then sways it away beautifully. Now, if the batsman is leaving the bouncer so well, it's a waste of time to pitch short pitch.
Should be a boundary in my opinion. Very well controlled shot from Sachin Tendulkar, using his wrist to good effect. Picks up a boundary. The effort in the deep from Parvez Maroof was good, but not good enough.
Beautifully glided by Sachin Tendulkar on this occasion. Good roll of the wrist, and we all thought that the square leg, rather the leg slip came into picture when he did that, but it was far too left of the leg slip fielder. Maruf in the end could not do much. He did touch the ropes, only to give Sachin the boundary.
Misfield and more runs. Settled for two, Sachin Tendulkar.
Bowler's back drive this time, right from the middle of the bat. Little sluggish on his follow through. Beautifully played.
Good work by Marvin Atapattu. Ends the over, 64 for 2.
Watch Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt contest.
Watch the Gladrag Mega Model and Manhunt 2005.
Gladrag Mega Model and Manhunt Competition 2005.
Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt 2005 सिर्फ Sony Entertainment Television Asia पर.
Tendulkar on 9, VVS Lakshman on 9. 2 wickets of Gambhir and Virendra Sehwag, both falling to Malinga. Getting off to reasonable starts, 19 and 20 for them.
Beautifully bowled. Maruf has really tested Lakshman in this inning so far. He's been beating him every now and then. Is it a bit of reverse already, or it's just the angle? Only Maruf would know. It's the experience which I was talking Shiva just now. Once they come in for the second spell, once they come in for the third spell, that's the time the experience really counts. How to look after the ball, which areas to pitch in, where to pitch in for the experienced batsmen when they have settled, and how to bowl to the new batsmen. This is something which they have to learn. An experienced campaigner like Chaminda Vas at the other end can make a lot of difference for these youngsters. And you have the most experienced, that's the Muralidharan on the screen, and of course Bandara, the leg spinner, will come into play a little later. So it's just 4 bowlers for Sri Lankans, and of course a stopgap off spinner in the form of Dilshan. Yes and no by Lakshman, and Sachin is not too keen for the single there. In fact, his end was safe.
Was Tendulkar's call, the non-striker. But Mubarak has been very good in that area, so the hesitation and then deciding not to go for it.
It takes a while for these two youngsters to, experienced guys to hit the chord there.
This time he's got the placement. And very often he combines it with the timing, VVS Lakshman. Another boundary, his third.
Marvellous shot by VVS Lakshman. Outside the off stump and square driven nicely. It's not on the back foot, it's not on the front foot, it's more of a half-cock position which he delivers and finds the gap all the way for 4.
Very strong in that area. Square with the wicket on offside and leg. 68 for 2 India. India winning the toss and deciding to bat. 68 for 2. The man dismissed after lunch was Virendra Sehwag, bowled by Malinga. So it's been good for the Sri Lankans after lunch, and to take it through the next half hour, it's going to be Ranila Benaike. With him is Arun Lal.
Thank you, Shiva. Yes, plenty of noise, and there's been a lot of action so far. Sri Lankans picking up 2 wickets. Missed 1 hour before lunch, and that was disappointing, having lost the toss. That's something they could have certainly done with. And Mavanatapattu unfortunately having to wait for an hour, or losing an hour before lunch. Very good afternoon, Arun.
Good afternoon, Ranil, and I totally agree with you. When you lose the toss, you want to make use of the first couple of hours, especially this wicket. There was a fair amount of moisture on it. If it were a prompt start, it's well bowled. He's got it backward short leg. Yes, in case there was another hour and at 9:30 to 10:30, that could have been crucial. And most captains, after losing the toss, really want to make use of that 1 hour. So it is unfortunate from their perspective that they couldn't quite do that. And the Indians were happier at having won the toss and with the delay. But they've got, got an all-important wicket of a set. Virendra Sehwag out after lunch, so that would sort of satisfy Atapattu a bit.
India went into lunch at 51 for 1, so they would have been fairly satisfied with that little session. And Bandara, Lasith Malinga, not really putting the ball in the right places, but after lunch he's been much better.
But he's different. Ends up at about 123 by the time it reaches the batsman, but that's the retardation after the bounce. But the average speed of 140, so he's been very, very quick. He's a skiddy customer, round arm, and very not very easy to gauge. Extremely round armed. He comes almost very straight, so you've got to make sure it doesn't hit your pad before you realize it. He's quick, and because of the round arm, there's not much of angle to the deliveries when he's bowling from over the wicket. He's coming almost wicket to wicket, so that is his great strength. But he also is a touch expensive at times. His speed can be used for runs, but at the moment, he's the main wicket taker.
That was nasty. No ball, and also signalled the bouncer. And Tendulkar had to really move out of the way pretty quickly.
Slingy action, round arm, and from there he generates pace. Good delivery. Perfect bouncer. Sachin dropping his wrists and swing out in time, but he had to hurry it up. It's a big no ball.
Yes, certainly that's the distance he's been going over most of the time. That's a big no ball. Nicely played, but finds the cover fielder. And Bandara has bowled 6 no balls. Correction, 7 no balls. Malinga, 7 no balls in his 10th over, and that's far too many.
Yes, indeed, and especially the ones that he bowls short, invariably are no balls. He was lucky that he didn't bowl that one which got the wicket of Gautam Gambhir as a no ball. They got him on the hook, but he is deceptive, very, very quick.
They run the single quickly, and that's the end of the over, 70 for 2. $70 for 2, India winning the toss and electing to bat first. Sri Lankans are picking up both openers, Gambhir and Sehwag. Laxman on 13 has been spending his time having a good look. He's faced 30 deliveries. Tendulkar onto double figures, he's on 10 of 23. Long spells for the 2 opening bowlers. Marhouf will continue. He's going to start his 9th over. That was a beauty. Really left the right-hander.
Good delivery. But it already seems to be reversing. Now that ball has been very badly scruffed on one side. That's the coarseness of the wicket. The effect on the ball is such that it's already reverse swinging. And yes, he acknowledges it. He's getting the ball to move. It's only into the 20th over.
This time it's Fuller and driven to mid-off. Forbes Marhouf was mainly an in-swing bowler the time he came out of school cricket. Developed a little outswinger, but this is very encouraging to see him reverse swing. It definitely a genuine reverse swing.
And pretty substantial at that. It's almost like a away cutter off the seam, late swing, and I'm so sure Sachin is aware that he's generally an in-swing bowler.
It's always good to see young players learning new trades, new tricks, and very encouraging to see Marhouf here, because he had a tough time in the one-dayers. He went for quite a bit. He was hit on those good batting pitches, so it's good to see him bowling with some confidence.
Yes, and that's his new ball partner in this test match, replacing Fernando and Vas, is Malinga and Marhouf. They've done a fair job. They've got India 70 for 2. This is a crucial time.
Good fielding. That man again, Mubarak. He's been in the action. He's done extremely well in that cover position.
Well, he's a swimmer. He's a 50 meters champion of Sri Lanka. He also plays or is into water polo. Now that's really water polo-ish, if I might add.
He's a goalkeeper.
But he's splendid. He's a tremendous fielder. He's already putting the pressure on the Indians. They don't want to take a single from him. He's all over the place. We were talking a while ago, Ranil, about the fact that they missed the 1 hour before lunch, but there's always a silver lining to every cloud, because you can see that they had a spell before lunch. They bowled about 4 to 5 overs each. In fact, 5 and 6 overs each, and then they got a rest after lunch, and they've come back and they're raring to go. Both of them are young, so in that sense it's been a bit of an advantage for the faster bowlers, especially when you have only 2, that you can have extended spells from them. Now into the 20th over and they're still in operation.
Yes, and it's been ideal conditions for the fast bowlers. It's not very hot. The temperatures were in the early 20s when we started, maybe now around the mid-20s. Very comfortable for the players. The sun is not hot and humid. So yes, everything pointing out that these young bowlers getting an opportunity to play in the tests can have a really good go. End of Maruf's over, 71 for 2. Back on air, India 17 for 71 for 2. I thought that man was batting.
There are many lookalikes. That's the great man himself, who's presented or felicitated before the game by the board, president himself. Awarded a plaque for 3500s. Malinga to continue, but I think it's about time now. He's going to come round the wicket. Tendulkar opening out his stance a bit, because Malinga is, when he comes from round the wicket with that round arm action, he's really comes at an angle. That's why Sachin has opened his stance up. He's not the easiest to play. I mean, he's different because of his round arm nature, and that can be a terrific angle to contend with going towards the slipped fielders.
Yes, I also reckon that this is the last trump that Bandara has. If Sri Lanka can get Tendulkar, then I think the main job the fast bowlers had to do is done, either Tendulkar or Laxman, and then that'll help the spin bowlers.
I agree. I think every captain would be tempted to carry on their medium pace attack, especially when they're bowling so well, getting the ball to move. But I think it's about time now. You know, you want to conserve one end with the faster bowlers, not get them totally spent. Keep pace on one side, keep alternating between his faster bowlers, and get Murli on. That'll sort of extend this play of pressure with Murli on one end and the reverse swing at the other. But if they carry on bowling, it could have the effect of exhausting both of them together.
Bouncer, Tendulkar had to sway out of the way. And this is a mini bodyline sort of field that we've got. Short one, aimed at the batsman, and Tendulkar ducks underneath it. The field, there is a short mid-on, there is a forward short leg slip, deep fine leg, deep square leg. So the plan is obvious, bowl short, and let's see whether Tendulkar will fend one up in the air or hit it in the air to the fielders in the deep.
Yes, this is a definite plan. There are two in the deep, two short. Forward short leg, backward short leg, deep square leg, deep fine leg. And round the wicket, round arm, Malinga. It's a difficult proposition because you're not too sure from that round arm action how much the ball is going to rise. He's got a fair amount of pace in the mid 140s. And the angle is coming into you, so there's a blind spot there which Sachin is trying to obviate by opening out slightly. But this is a good battle within a battle.
Yes, maybe Malinga has an idea of how much he can bounce because he's bowled with this action from his young days. There he goes again. He's played a lot of softball cricket that's using a tennis ball back home in Sri Lanka. In fact, he played his first test match and went back home to play in one of those softball matches. So to keep the softball at a relative bounce, you've got to bowl square arm. You get nowhere bowling with a normal action. So he's got control of that ball.
He's got 2 wickets. An important test match for Sri Lanka as well. They need to square this series. They've had a tough time on the one-dayers. They're 1 down in the tests. This is their last opportunity. Malinga. Terrific. The only thing is that he's getting a little predictable. But this is good length, good line. And it's requiring a Sachin Tendulkar to look comfortable there, leaving. The only problem with a field like this, Ranil, to me, is that there are very few options left. You can't pitch it up. So you're a bit predictable.
Yes, he can't go on like this. Maybe this over, he may come back and try one more. He's had reasonable success in that he's not given away runs. 5 dot balls so far. So that is encouraging somewhat. Finishes the over with another dot ball. His first maiden. India 71 for 2.
विक्रम की शादी होगी, पर उसके ही हाथों उसकी पत्नी की हत्या भी होगी। फिर भी वो विवाहित रहेगा, पर अद्भुत बात ये है कि उसकी दूसरी शादी नहीं होगी। कैसे हो?
.43 minutes gone in this session. 9 overs bowled. Not a very good over rate, 12.3. So it's been a pretty quiet session after lunch. Not too many ball strokes. The bowlers have been just working at around back of a length, pushing the batsman onto the back foot. Sri Lanka successful in getting Sehwag out. Laxman and Tendulkar, they're battling it away. They got together when the score was 52. And a good start to another Maruf over.
There are times when the bowling is on the mark. They're doing everything well. They get into a rhythm. And then it's best to wait it out. This spell, that's exactly what Sachin and Lakshman are doing, or endeavouring to do. Slightly defensive, I might add. 20 runs have come off now this 10th over after lunch. But they are bowling a good line and length, these two. In fact, they're managing to land on the spot of their intention. But good. He's been trying to get behind the deliveries as much as possible, VVS Lakshman. He knows they can't carry on endlessly, these two.
Yes, and on the other hand, Athapattu must be banking on these two youngsters to bowl as long as possible, being the first day of the test match. Nicely played, but just a single. Yes, they haven't bowled for quite a while now in a match. No long spells for both Maruf and Malinga. So Athapattu will try and run them to some extent as long as possible.
There have been lots of runs being cut off square of the wicket by this man, Mubarak. Now take a look at how far he's standing. You've got to really hit it perfectly to beat him, but he's so quick that he's managing to stave off the singles as well. Now, unless you take singles against him and bring him forward, you're not going to beat him very often. So the idea would be to play with gentle hands and take a couple of singles in that region and make the captain make him come forward. At that distance, it's very difficult to beat him. Now, mind you, he's a top athlete, and he's saved a lot of runs at that distance. Somehow you've got to contrive to get him forward.
Nicely hit, but straight to mid-off. I also feel, Arun, that he's a few steps further behind what he would normally be because of the new ball. The ball naturally travels much quicker, and perhaps Mubarak will come a few steps forward once the ball starts to get old and the ball doesn't come that quickly off the bat.
Spider-Man friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The moment the bowling is definitely not friendly.
End of the over, 72 for 2. With that, the players will go in for drinks.
यही टेस्ट स्टेक पर आई लड़की को एक सेल्स गर्ल को घर में बुलाया और
ओ मर्द को गोरा बनाने का क्रीम बेच रही थी। और फिर क्या होगा सोचो।
ये टेस्ट गोरा हो जाएगा,
हमारा मुंह काला हो जाएगा।
Love cricket? Get coached by the legends. Ace Academy have set up development days where you can brush up on your cricketing skills. For £35, you can be coached by the best in cricket, including the likes of Mark Butcher, Darren Gough, Andrew Caddick, Usman Afzal, Vikram Solanki, Chris Lewis, Devon Malcolm, and many more.
The break is...
Development days will take place on the following days. The South, the Oval, 7th and 8th of January 2006. The North, Old Trafford, Manchester, 29th of January 2006. The Midlands, Trent Bridge, 25th and 26th of February 2006. These days are open to any age, both sexes and all standards. Call now for details on 0870 757 3132 or visit www.aceacademy.co.uk. There are no boundaries with ACE.
India won the toss, elected to bat first in this third and final test match. Sri Lanka trailing. Gambhir and Sehwag opened the innings. Both got off to steady starts, timing the ball well. Malinga tested him regularly with the short delivery. Played a few. And this one, he didn't get it right. Hit it up in the air and was caught by Upul Tharanga. So that was the first strike for Sri Lanka. No control at all, and in the end a simple catch. And then Sehwag just after lunch brushed the pad and hit the off stump. Malinga wasn't sure whether he was bowled, was screaming for the LBW, but that was a good one. Beat Sehwag neck on crop.
Malinga 2 for 47 of 11. He's been the destroyer in chief. He's bowled very well and pacey. Maruf very miserly, and he continues in that vein. 10 overs, none for 15. Muralitharan just bowled that 1 over, but I suspect we're going to see a lot more of him now. Probably be using Muralitharan from one end and then will be dispersing on the other between Malinga and Maruf. Very pacey indeed, and that we just saw Malinga bowling Sehwag for pace. The bat hadn't come down. Before he knew it, it hit his pad. In fact, Malinga was appealing for LBW. Didn't quite know that it had gone on to hit the stumps. So that was a big wicket. Sehwag can be extremely dangerous if he's batting still after lunch. There was one in the bag for Atapattu, which make him a relieved man. Give him some sort of a breather in which to plan out the dismissals in the future. But this is a big one. These are the two experienced players in the Indian ranks. They're trying to stitch together a partnership. 20 of 62, but it continues to be Malinga. Obviously buoyed by the 2 wickets he's taken. The adrenaline is flowing and it's helping Atapattu's scores.
And it's going to be an interesting over because Tendulkar kept 6 deliveries away from Malinga the last time he bowled. And it was a maiden. Now it's Laxman's turn, same field, so obviously he's going to get a few short ones coming from round the wicket.
Well, 2 fielders, the short forward square leg and the deep square leg, have to watch out for that line. There are these 4 fielders, 2 behind the popping crease. There's a forward short leg, as you can see, and there's a backward short leg. Now there's this deep square leg. So both these forward short leg and deep square leg have to watch out that they don't go behind the popping crease.
In the air, but safe from that fielder at backward short leg. It goes down to the fielder in the deep. So Lakshman changes ends. And Malinga, he's into his 12th over, long spell for him. He's used these days mainly to play in the test matches, wasn't selected for the first two. But the Sri Lankans have kept him for test matches only. Some thoughts on that, Arun?
Well, he's a young, tearaway fast bowler. I'm sure he can be made use of in the one-dayers as well, because the fact, whether it's one-dayers or tests, it's about wickets. You need to take wickets.
Tucked away, there's a man down in the deep, get one run.
Cricket is about runs and is about wickets. This man, if he has the capability of taking wickets, it wouldn't be a bad idea to use him in the one-dayers as well, because there's nothing better than wickets to squeeze the run rate. That's his test career. 39 wickets in 11 games. But he hasn't really found a regular place yet in the Sri Lankan scheme of things. So there's been a lot of pressure on him. He's got the odd game here and there. Did well in Australia, wasn't it?
Yes, did well in the test matches there, but I don't think it's a matter of the type of cricket. I think it's mainly to conserve him, to make sure that he doesn't burn out too quickly.
Yes, there's a lot of energy expended in that action of his. But that just brings me to this particular situation. I think he needs to conserve him now. He's got to be used as a shock bowler. He can't be used as a stock bowler.
I must say, of course, that he's done plenty of work in the gym in the last year and a half. He's certainly filled out much more, looks more stronger. He was very lean when he came up to play in the first test match. But he's full-time into cricket. He's a professional now. And he spends all his time trying to develop himself physically, trying to develop his bowling, which is a good thing. And certainly he's a good prospect.
Yes, and at 22 he's a terrific prospect. But somehow I get the feeling that, you know, he would be better served if he uses him in short bursts. Let him loose, literally. Let him bowl his heart out, that 4-5 over spells.
End of Malinga's over. India 74 for 2. .22 runs added between Lakshman and Tendulkar. Gambhir and Sehwag, the openers, back in the pavilion. Both wickets taken by Lasith Malinga. And it will be Maroof. He's going to continue. Crowd probably wanting some action. Haven't seen much of it after the lunch break. With the dismissal of Sehwag, it's been fairly quiet. The Sri Lankan bowlers have been bowling well. Well struck by Tendulkar, not fielded properly. Malinga Bandara down there, it was hit with the tremendous power.
The Sri Lankans are doing it well at the moment. They're bowling with a 7-2 field. There are not too many gaps to exploit. They're frustrating the Indians, maybe into an indiscretion, maybe suck one of them into trying to hit harder than normal. But that was a bit of a let-off. Sachin Tendulkar was given that single and he sort of went off strike. But the bowlers are doing it pretty well. Now a 6-3 field for Lakshman. The man close in on the offside. The short point has now come to a short mid-wicket.
Tempting, just a little bit slower than the earlier delivery. But that's the good thing with Maharoof's bowling so far. He's bowled 10.2 overs, given away just the 16 runs. That's because he's been varying his pace, varying the movement in the air off the pitch, and that's kept the Indian batsman guessing.
Also, Ranil, he's been immaculate in his line. He's been given a brief. You've got to keep it outside the off stump, around the off stump, and that's what he's managed to do. Not very easy to time, I suspect. The wicket is not coming on as expected. And you have the fielders in the deep. Both Lakshman and Tendulkar, I think, are hitting the ball just too hard at the moment. They're really not trying to work the singles. Drop it dead and go for singles.
One of the things that Maharoof does is he gets very close to the stumps. So he's pretty close there. He's an open-chested action. But he bowls from very close to the stumps. Nicely put away, just straying a little bit only. But Lakshman is strong in that area, just picks up the single there. Didn't stray too much, just around middle stump. But he was waiting for it because that held its own, came back to him. Strays down midland leg again, but this time it's played to fine leg by Tendulkar.
Those are the couple of deliveries that he's tried to surprise the batsman with, the ones that come into them. Otherwise, he's been content in keeping it outside the off stump. I keep harping on this fact that the Indians are not getting too many singles on the offside, and that's allowing the fielders to stay a lot deeper than they normally do. Last ball of the over, they've pushed a man back at a deep backward point for Lakshman. I don't understand the wisdom of that because they were succeeding with the field earlier. This will probably open up the opportunity for a single.
End of another tidy over from Maharoof. India 77 for 2. .24 overs completed in this Indian innings, having won the toss. They batted first, and they're 77 for 2. There's going to be a bowling change now, and it's going to be the leg spinner Malinga Bandara coming into the attack for the first time in this test match. And coming into commentary position, it's Javagal Srinath, and with him Lakshman Sivaramakrishnan.
Thanks, Ranil. Malinga Bandara will bowl from the far end. It's been pretty impressive right through this series. Picked up the wicket of Sachin Tendulkar in New Delhi in the second innings. That I thought was a very good delivery.
No, not drink spray.
And it's important for Marvin Natapattu to use him well. 2 for 54 is best. And he's got the potential. He's fairly accurate. Not a big turner of the ball. What he needs is a good start. Man at short fine leg, that's for Tendulkar against a sweep shot. Shot mid-wicket and mid-on. So on the offside, the man at short extra cover is a very good position, looking to get the batsman to drive. The man in the deep to save the boundary. It'll be interesting to see the amount of turn the spinners get on this pitch.
The amount of turn what he imparts is what we see, or the amount of turn what the wicket produces or provides. Shiva.
Bowling.
Certainly the amount of spin that you give into the ball in the air, the revolutions of the ball in the air, the more you spin, the more turn you will get. And seeing this pitch where the ball's not coming onto the bat so easily, I think the ball is gripping onto the surface, so I think he will have a fair amount to purchase as the ball gets older and a little softer.
So somebody with maximum revolutions onto the ball, imparting maximum revolutions onto the ball, doesn't really have to worry about the wicket on the first day.
Definitely not. It's somebody like Muralidharan and Shane Warne, genuine spinners of the ball. That's one of the reasons why they have picked up so many wickets, Muralidharan and Shane Warne. If you depend on the pitch to do something for you, then you're losing that ability that you might want to pick up. Can turn the ball on any surface with Muralidharan.
And both ways.
Look to settle down in the first couple of overs. Malinga Bandara needs to bowl his basics, and then once he gets the rhythm going for him, then he can try to vary it.
25th over in progress, and Malinga Bandara has a forward short leg for a misfield here, sluggish. The skipper fumbles and they cross over for a single. Now we see Samaravira walking in straight to the captain here, and it's a rarity. We don't see that one too many times by the skipper. We have a forward short leg coming for Lakshman and not for Sachin Tendulkar. Why is that?
Straight away they say that. I think one is reputation. Sachin Tendulkar, they're having a little more defensive feel and trying to attack VVS Lakshman, who is as dangerous a player as Sachin Tendulkar, especially against the spinners. It's keeping low. 80 for 2 India. It's been slow going for the Indians. 25 overs have been bowled. The over rate is slow as well. 11.4 overs per hour. A delayed start here in Ahmedabad because of wet outfield. Match will go on till 5:30 local time. So Muralidharan replaces Maroof. So spin and tandem. Bowled 1 over before lunch. Went for 9. 99th match for Muralidharan. 578 wickets, and look at the strike rate and average. Under 23 the average strike rate, under 57 balls per wicket. 48 times 5 wickets in an innings, at 14 times 10 wickets in a match. He should enjoy this pitch, get a fair amount of turn on this one.
Shot outside the off stump, and Sachin Tendulkar cuts it. It's a leg side field for Sachin. Here's the forward short leg mid wicket. He lifts it this time beautifully over the long on fence. Doesn't cross the line, falls a yard inside the boundary fence for 4.
Must have been the off break. Tendulkar not trying to go for the sixer. He's just quite content clearing the man in the infield mid-on. And he wants to put Muralidharan on the defensive. Yes, it was the off break, so he was going with the turn. Good shot from Tendulkar.
It's been pretty aggressive this innings, Sachin Tendulkar. It's not going to defend Murali for too long. And a couple of overs will set the tone.
It doesn't like to go for too many runs, Muralidharan. One thing Sachin will be looking at.
Straight away has the man back. Can we... Jayawardene has been pushed back to the long on fence.
It's 84 for 2.
अच्छे कपड़े पहनो, सबको नमस्ते करो, मुस्कुराओ, चाय बनाओ, मिल्क फॉर यू, और फिर इंटरव्यू शुरू होता है आपका। जी करता कि उनके मुंह पे चाय फेंकूं और बोलूं कि 100 जूते मारना पसंद है तुम्हें।
सोचा न था।
Going at 3.23 runs per over. Indians 12 fours. We saw 9 of them come in the first 12 overs, but thereafter the 14 overs, not too many boundaries. Bandara will continue.
Bowling. Gambhir and Sehwag must have missed a big one on this wicket. As I said earlier, the Indian batsmen really love this surface. Plenty of runs have been scored here, hundreds, double hundreds. I still remember Rahul getting his double hundred here a couple of years ago against New Zealand, 222. Sachin got his double hundred in the 99-2000 series. So the Indian batsman has a strong liking for this particular ground.
Mubarak, the fielder, to get in the way. Hit him on the full. It'll be too harsh to say that was a chance.
Bowling.
Needs a long spell, Malika Bandara.
This is the chance, if one might say, but a very hard chance. This has to sort of get stuck to your palms. Get stuck to your palms without your knowledge. 84 for 2, India.
.84 for 2. Partnership between Lakshman and Tendulkar worth 32. It's taken a bit of time. 92 deliveries. Catches the call. Nadeem Gowri. Things long, things hard, says not out.
was good bowling by... the catch has been taken, no doubt about it. Whether did that hit the glove on the way back?
Certainly two noises. First it was the thigh pad, and then I think it just clipped his elbow guard. No bat involved. Another good decision by the umpire, Nadeem Gauri. It was the top spin now, the Dusra that Muralidharan bowls. There's no point. Short and length. Tendulkar disappointed, but not putting it away.
Tendulkar is still not best with his timing in this inning so far. Not really timing the way he wants to. He has missed out on a couple of rank shot balls. Some of the shots straight to the fielder.
Just get the feeling. The pitch looks pretty good, but I think it's very slow for a first day pitch. The ball's not coming onto the bat, especially after 20 overs or so when it's got soft. I think run scoring is going to be difficult. You need to spend a lot of time. It's 84 for 2. Lakshman on 17, Tendulkar on 20. Can't get 100 every time he goes out to bat, but he will try. Tendulkar. Bandara will continue.
If this partnership between Sachin Tendulkar and VVS Lakshman can carry on till the tea time, from then on we can probably see a flurry of runs from these two guys. The strike rate is not really great. Strike rate is not really great. 30 and 37 each of them. And 32 of 100 balls does suggest that it is on the slower side.
Just to remind the viewers, revised timing of play, 10:30 to 11:30, just 1 hour before lunch, and then it's 12:10 to 2:40. It's this session, second one, 2.5 hours, and the last one from 3 o'clock to 5:30 local time. Again, good fielding. Fielding has been very good indeed. Tilakratne Dilshan. They need this kind of support, the bowlers.
Extremely agile in that region, and this agility, which is so much important. It really lifts the bowlers up, and when you don't give runs, the bowlers always have the room for experimentation.